call the special meeting in the Cottrellville Township Board, 5:06 p.m., please, this Wednesday, September 7th. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please, Sherry.
Bev?
Here.
Carl?
Here.
Mary Agnes?
Here.
Tom?
Here.
Sherry? Here.
Okay, we have the agenda before you, and since there's nothing else that's going to be handled, there won't be a need to approve it because it's the only item that we have on it. Under new business, we have the purpose of this meeting is to discuss, review, and make a determination regarding the actions of an elected official and a building official. So what we're going to do is go into closed session again. We've got this information. We've got to go through it with Carl. And so we're going to ask you all to step out again.
We need to vote on that. We need to vote on that. We need to vote on this.
Oh, go ahead. Good looking girl. Yeah, we're going to find
Let him step right outside.
Thank you.
Bill? Hey, Bill?
Bill. Come on in.
Yeah, he needs to be in here.
Can he be in here?
He felt slighted before, so I told him we wouldn't do it then again, so.
Bill.
I don't care. He is part of this, so he has every right to be here.
Should have been the last one.
He should have been at the last one too, yes. All right. Mr. Schabelsky, would you like to explain your paperwork here?
Okay, basically, I've worked with Sherry and Michelle on this. And
Hey, you guys, listen.
what I've come up with is there are basically four issues that we have to look at. One was during the attempt to provide preferred treatment with respect to the property on Shea Road. Two was there an attempted fraud when you created that document. Three was there attempted fraud when you signed that document for Mr. Young. And four, was there any attempt to cover this whole thing up? Those are four things that I addressed.
Is there anybody here that has any questions on this stuff? I think we've all been through it pretty thorough. Bill, did you get a copy of this?
It's that thing when I read over.
Did you? Okay.
Okay, so I went through, I did a little write-up. I did a small write-up on each issue. And then I provided a finding for each issue, based on my opinion. On the first issue, whether there's any attempt to provide somebody relief on the cost for making tap in, I'm considering this to be closed because the tap in fee, the proper fee was paid. And that should be the end of it. Now, I realize some people are going to say, well, it was only after he was caught. I mean, that's not going to go away. They're going to say he paid it because he was caught, not because he decided to pay it, and then he wanted to address it to the board to get the money back. They're not going to pay much attention. They're just going to say he was caught. That's why he paid it.
Well, that was the plan,
That was
to bring it up to the board meeting on that
Yeah.
month.
And then go back and look at the board meeting agenda where he was on the agenda to discuss it. but he withdrew it, so he paid it. So this issue is closed. The second issue addresses, again, the document that you made. I'm concerned this closed again. We've discussed it several times, and really the Treasury Department for Michigan is now going to be investigating. They're going to make the final decision, no matter what we decide here. The third issue, again, addresses that document, because you signed Mr. Young's name to it. And again, the Treasury Department's going to be looking at that. Now, in honesty, I don't think they're going to charge you with fraud, because they would have to prove that there was some monetary gain by somebody, and they can't do that. But what they think they are going to charge you with is forgery. Not for signing their name, but for creating a document that's false. That constitutes forgery. If you generate a document, you mislead somebody, and you were in an attempt to mislead the builder that the water was okay.
So he would just keep on going about his business and not put him behind at the end of the line,
Yeah,
and keep the building going forward.
yeah.
That's what I got out of it.
Yeah.
She created a document to give the builder to pacify him so he wouldn't get out of sync with the schedule because everybody's so far behind.
Right, and that is not fraud, that's forgery.
I don't even think it's forgery.
It'll be forgery. I'm almost sure of it. In fact, Bill will probably be caught up on this too because he was part of it.
But my son-in-law said I could sign his name.
Yeah. See, even if he had signed the name instead of you, he really had no written authorization. I mean, it was verbal. How do you prove that verbal? Usually if someone gives them the authority, you have a letter that's signed, witnessed, notarized, whatever.
All right, well, Bobby needs to come in and tell you that he didn't care that I signed it or Bill signed it. Would that
Well,
satisfy
he
you?
would-
It ain't satisfying us, Mary Agnes. It's out of our hands. I think we're all on the same board plate here. There was no, and maybe I'm wrong, and I'm speaking for myself, it kind of sounds like Carl. You just kind of got caught in a situation where you're trying to buy time to see if we're going to give Bill a break on his water tapping fee, which, sorry, Bill, we've been friends. You weren't getting no break on the water tapping fee because everybody has to pay it.
No,
It's not my water line. It's not Mary Agnes' water line. It's not up to us.
I didn't get any, I asked in this office on how they came to that figure of 25. And I went around to each one. I could not get an answer from anybody except when I called you and you said, I think it went like this. But from this office, I could never get why it was set up this way. And you should have documents, and the building department should know what it is, because we have to charge everybody. I don't issue building permits without the water and sewer.
And everybody that taps in the line gets a hookup fee of $2,500.
I don't know.
I think
And-
there's
and
What?
a
When you
resolution
paid
for
it,
the
then we're going to
25.
contest it. That was the proper thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, contest it after you pay. But the fact is, you have to pay it.
Well, the builder told my son-in-law that he would not proceed with this until he got something saying that the water was there. Not that we're looking for the tap, but the water's there. He doesn't have to do a well.
He didn't see the fire hydrants and stuff? For Pete's
He's
sake.
not from
I
around
said the
here.
same thing. I said the same thing.
Yeah.
There's gate valves, there's everything. But he wanted something, so when I got in my office, we used to do those, and then I grabbed one of them and I said, well, let's do this. And I went to Mary Agnes, I'm not going around the back, I went to her and I said, this is what I want to do. He just wants a letter. I probably should have gave him a letter.
Yeah, a letter, because a letter,
This is all-
anybody can write a letter.
Yeah, this is
It's
all
all
water.
it's all
over the dam.
hindsight at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But-
I'm not, like I say, if you want to do something to me, just do it. Because
Well,
this is
it's
kind
It's
of,
not gonna be us, it's gonna be the Treasury Department.
well,
And even if I was gonna pay the $600, which I said I told Mary Agnes I would, I couldn't pay it because you had nobody in the Treasury Department that day. And the next day it started all over again.
But at this point, though, it's been over a month since the Treasury Department has been notified. It seems to me that if they were going to pursue something, we'd know by now.
You would think so.
I'm thinking that $650, they don't see a major issue here.
They were waiting for UHY to do a report because.
But Tammy has already contacted them again.
Well,
I've talked to
but
Tammy
again,
3 or 4
She might
times.
have given them something, but where does that fall into their work schedule? They could consider this small potatoes, they might get around to it 3-4 months from now.
all right, well, am I going to be in limbo for 3 or 4 months? Because,
I got the name of the guy at the Treasury Department, I mean, I could call him and ask him what's going on with it.
no, I'll do it myself. I know him really well. I've been working with him for 5 years.
Right? That's Vaughn?
Yeah,
Okay.
Carrie Shea.
Yeah.
But for here and now, everybody out there wants to know.
If there's going to be any blood in the water.
What
Just
we're gonna
whatever
do.
you're going to do, let's,
They want to hang you in effigy. Like
Well,
they did before.
Well, they want to do
Yeah,
more
that's-
than
that
hang her.
was not
They want to
fun.
hang her, douse her with gasoline and then set her on fire.
Okay,
They
well-
complain she didn't suffer enough.
they better pack their lunch.
I mean, really, Tammy told me if the state police or the Treasury Department doesn't do anything, there's really nothing we can do.
No.
Besides maybe put a letter in her file.
No, but we don't have a right to supersede the auditor or the state police or the,
No, I mean.
the
We're
state
not a
health.
judge and jury, we can say 30 days in county jail. We can't put you in jail. I mean,
No, you can't.
That's what they want.
So how are we gonna approach the group when they come back?
Somebody
I'm
needs
just
to
gonna tell 'em-
explain all that.
Somebody's just gonna say, we
It's in
looked the
here.
information in, and there was no contact from the county, from the
we haven't heard from the
federal,
Treasury
the state
Department.
government, there was no contact from the state police, because one young lady said she was calling the state police. My brother-in-law is a state trooper, he said they're not even gonna touch it, it's civil. They wouldn't touch it.
But they're gonna want an explanation. So Carl, you're just gonna tell them that which we already know here, and we've already said a dozen times in here, without being firm.
We're
Trying
not
to
going
keep
to
the
be
project
giving-
going, it was a mistake made by the supervisor.
It
To
needs
keep-
to be- it needs to be dropped by certain people,
Yeah.
not everybody, but certain person or people in this office is continuing with it, because the stuff I heard out there, it could come from nobody but somebody in this office.
You know,
Exactly.
And I also understand
Listen to this.
that somebody tried to get the documents out of my office and give it to said the state police wanted it. They would come to me, not to somebody in our office.
You know, they keep mentioning, I'm not a lawyer. Okay, well, I'm not a lawyer.
No.
But they apparently talk like they're lawyers.
Now, well, they're not lawyers, none of them
And-
even have been in
and-
business before. They don't even know our side of the fence.
What I said I was gonna do is write this up.
Yep,
I was gonna submit it to UHY, and if UHY gives it to the Treasury Department, that's fine. But ultimately, it falls to the Treasury Department.
yeah, just
No,
we
we
have to
don't.
wait.
And we just have to wait until we hear from them.
But we don't have to release this to the public,
No,
right?
and I want that stressed. Bill was out there with the first group, and everybody had a copy of the first letter.
You could work.
How did they get a copy of it?
Nicole,
I just, oh my gosh.
You could work with people. I do other units here. You guys don't know that.
yep,
And I take tax bills and stamp them. I take water bills and stamp them. I help out in that office. Why is it that nobody can do anything here and help the other person when you get busy?
You have one person that's,
Well, doesn't this become part of this meeting, and it's gonna be put
well,
out?
you should never have given the information you gave him at the last one. That's why it's a closed meeting. And that's why I'm doing this meeting now, because I don't want you to get backed in a corner again.
Right.
When Kathy Shue has her little fit, I'm gonna tell her she's out of order. The hell out.
I think somebody, whether it be Bill or somebody, tell them what happened. The whole thing about the contractor needing the information.
I don't think it's necessary. Do you, Bill?
No, they all know it. It's all been around all over.
Really,
I've been around too many years. I've been to court
And they're not gonna believe
years
it.
ago.
I know they're not.
Yeah,
gonna-
and
Not those
and I went to court only because of my name. My name means something to me. I don't do stuff wrong.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
how are we gonna leave it then? That the
I don't know.
auditor's getting in touch with the.
Yeah,
the,
this
We're
is
still
going
waiting
to
to
the
hear from
auditors.
one more,
We're-
and there'll be
we-
nothing
yeah.
set
We
until we
haven't-
hear
you
from
just
the,
say it's
Yeah.
been turned over to USY and that's the end of it. We'll hear from them. We don't know when.
Yeah, I mean, issues 1 and 4 are closed. We've proved he's paid his bill, there has been no cover. 2 and 3, that's what the Treasury Department, we can't just make a final decision on that. We can make a decision, but it's not binding.
So is that what we're gonna tell them when they come back in, that we're waiting, it's been turned over to
Well,
the auditors and they're gonna.
And the treasurer, the Treasury
and
Department.
we felt by now we'd have an answer, and we don't.
because the Treasury Department said they were waiting for UHY to do their report. He wasn't going to do anything
And
until,
do we stress once again, the money was paid.
yeah,
And there was no check taken the first time.
yeah.
No.
There's no money taken.
Involved.
Yeah, the whole thing gets down to the paperwork, whether that was any kind of legal or illegal action. And that's what Treasury Department does.
Well, they ain't gonna be happy, but I'm gonna be in the hayfield before 6 o'clock because I didn't get shit done.
Okay.
I pulled you out of the field. I pulled you out of the field.
No, you
Well,
put
that's
me out
all
of the
this
semi.
is private.
Yes, nobody gets a copy of this, everybody.
Yeah, and nobody discusses
What
it.
copy do they have? I mean,
Oh,
Sherry,
she's talking about the copy that Nicole sent to UHY. That letter that you got through the mail.
oh,
The
okay.
letter everybody got about me and Bill. No, Colonel brought me mine.
Okay.
We're all in agreement that nothing's to be said. We're waiting to hear from UHY and
And if you want to, we can say that we're not going to address this any further on any other meetings until we get an.
Unless we hear from anybody
Yeah,
else.
when we hear about it, we'll schedule it at a regular board meeting and we'll let them know what the findings are.
okay.
You don't want them coming to every meeting, what's now, what's going on now, where is it? We won't know, we just keep pushing it off. And that's just gonna keep them coming back and get them even worse. Now we're hiding.
Oh, I'm sure.
You're gonna be the spokesperson, Carl?
I'll tell you, it's my report, I'll take the heat out
Don't
of it.
let them hold any information.
No, I'm gonna call for adjournment and second, and we'll get the hell out of
And
here.
another thing, while you are talking, they cannot be butting in. They will be out of order.
I know. I'm gonna tell them to hold on until we
I
get
will, I will handle that part.
Hang on to it.
All right, so I'm just gonna address the 4 issues, like I said, like I just.
I wouldn't even
explained to
say
you.
4 issues. Now you're letting some of the cat out of the bag.
Well,
Just say
we
any.
have to,
Well-
there was no cover-up.
And when you explain this, tell them, because you sent this to Nicole too.
Yeah.
Tell him that it's been decided that none of this information will get out. If it happens to get out, we'll know who let it out. And
Well, I
say it
think-
just like that, don't say her
I
name.
think Sherry and Nicole are the only ones that have this final
No,
copy.
Michelle.
Oh, Michelle
No,
has-
everybody did
Michelle,
get
sorry.
everybody did end up getting this final copy.
Okay.
But you had sent the first copy in it. And what I'm really worried about them bringing up is the fact where the sentence that you wrote, the whole board decided beforehand that they would.
Well, it wasn't a board meeting, it's just in general talk. When I talked to them, we talked about it.
Well, I said, I got
It
here.
wasn't like we had a meeting.
Yeah, well, I said, I wrote down here, the conversations were held one-on-one with Carl. He meant that cumulatively, that everyone said they would not support the law. We did not have a
No,
quorum
we
and
did not
have a meeting. And people, anybody reading that, if anybody else has gotten a hold of that first copy,
Yeah.
is gonna zero in on that. Okay, now,
Are you happy, sir?
Yeah, fine.
Okay.
Doesn't bother me.
okay,
I mean,
let them all in.
Yeah. Let him in, Bill.
So I can address
Please.
the 4 issues, right?
No, I wouldn't do that.
No,
No, don't say nothing about nothing.
All right, we're just gonna address it at
we're gonna,
Treasury Department. No, And
And it
it's
was-
in their hands. Okay.
And that you can't do anything without, you can't do anything that supersedes anything the state would want to do, so.
All right, that was evil, I'm sorry.
Your name just escaped me. Last name I
I
wanted.
couldn't help myself.
All right, we'll call the meeting back to order at 5:27. Carl, you want to begin?
Okay, I've written my report, and we discussed it, and what it boils down to is that this has gone to the Treasury Department of the State of Michigan. They are now going to evaluate what has gone on, if there's any penalties or anything. So right now, it's in their hands. We don't know when we're going to hear from them. They could put this on a back burner for months, who knows? So what we're going to do is wait until we hear from them. When we get an answer from them, we're going to present it at the regularly scheduled board meeting as to whatever their decisions are. Right now, our hands, we can't do this anymore.
Why did you report it to the Treasury Department?
We didn't report it to the Treasury Department. We reported this to UHY, who does the accounting for us. They're the ones that forward to the Treasury Department because that's what they're supposed to do. So we gave it to UHY, UHY gave it to the Treasury Department.
So you're not going to make a motion tonight to report it to any authority outside this agency as far as the state police?
No. It's with the state right now. We have no idea what they're going to be doing. We haven't heard from them yet. So whether it's...
You
If
said
they're gonna-
you
if
said
they-
last meeting you were going to have everything out for us to look at.
Your packet, I'd love to see it.
That's-
No, we're done with this. This has been hashed over, it's upset
No,
the
you're
entire
not.
office.
You're not, dark
Okay, well,
guys.
we're done with it now.
Mary Agnes, God's watching you.
Oh, yes, I know.
I know, my God, my God.
Yeah, he's mine too.
No, he's not.
Oh, he's not? Oh, he's just protecting you? Oh. Well, let's get on with the meeting. If there's anybody who wants to say anything up here further than that. Were you done, Carl?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Bev? Tom?
No?
Sherry? No. Okay. Bill? Okay. Then I guess we'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Could you answer a question?
What is your question?
My question is, why did you sign that piece of paper to start with?
Because it's all been discussed, it went all through Kathy Schuh the last meeting, so there's no reason to say it again.
No, you never
Oh, yes,
said
it
why
does.
you signed it.
Yes, it does.
No, you did not.
Well,
Are you the victim again, Mary Agnes?
no, you got your copy, I know you did.
No, I didn't.
I have witnesses, my
No,
dear.
I didn't. What copy are you talking about?
The copy that was floating around, that was written.
I have no copy from Carl.
No, you don't have it from Carl.
I have
Carl
no
did not
copy.
give it to you.
What's that one?
You did say that he would present
You
all.
got one?
The packet.
Yes, and then we got legal advice, and we got,
What do you
we
get?
contacted the, I'm sorry, sir?
Where do you get these copies? I want one.
No, you don't get one. It's an internal note, so,
Breaks my
all right.
heart.
So what was your answer? Why did you sign that piece of paper?
Why did I sign it? What did I sign?
You signed a piece of paper that said you collected money.
No, it didn't say I collected money. There was no check. There was no cash.
Yeah, that's the
There was
problem.
no-
There wasn't no money, you said there
What's
was.
being reported?
Did you
Okay.
not get paid?
We didn't get paid. Nobody got
In the last
paid.
meeting, you
Mark did
said
that.
that Carl specifically said there was a receipt. We asked him what was the receipt.
Carl was mistaken.
Oh, so
Carl didn't have it quite right.
Oh, damn it, Carl.
Well, you got all the information already, Kathy. Make your calls. Get on your little Facebook and start doing
So
your
you're
little
the
thing.
victim. You're the victim.
Oh, no, I'm not a victim.
Yeah. So it's my fault that you signed a receipt.
Oh, I betcha. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
All right, well, let's get this meeting over with. Does anyone want to make a motion to adjourn, please?
I'll second it.
5:31 PM. I know, she's got nothing else to do now.
You should be able to